Theirs was a torrid romance.
She thought that their relationship was going great.
Between an independent young woman who lived for the thrill.
She was adventurous. She was that ideal woman that most men would want.
And a smooth-talking Casanova who showered her with affection.
Someone that was a gentleman. Someone who treated her right.
Fueled by passion, their romance seemed destined for dizzying heights.
There was that love, that zest.
Until a nightmarish crime brought them crashing down to earth.
It was a malicious killing.
I just started crying, like heavy tears.
The search for the truth would uncover a treacherous web of lust, deception, and revenge, and expose a deadly monster hidden in plain sight.
When we got the video, it changed everybody's perception.
I screamed at the top of my lungs.
One of the worst cases of total disregard for human life I've seen.
That relationship took a fatal turn for the worst.
Friday, May 29th, 2009. It's a humid afternoon in Columbia, South Carolina. In the pine forest just outside of town, a team of police officers slowly make their way through the thick underbrush. They're on the trail of a missing person.
We end up way back into the woods. We walk down this road, and way down on the left side of the road is a vehicle.
As officers approach the car, it's clear something is terribly wrong.
You could tell that there had been an enormous fire and it engulfed the entire car.
Searching the car's charred interior, the police find no signs of their missing person. But when examining the back of the vehicle, one of the officers makes a gruesome discovery.
I was able to look, and I could see a human skull in the trunk of the car.
Are these the remains of the missing person police are looking for? If so, how did they end up in the back of this burned-out car? The answers to those questions would ignite a firestorm of scandal. And in the ashes, lay bare a smoldering tale of sex, lies, and cold-blooded murder. Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a town known for its down-home Southern charm. It's also the town 30-year-old Nikki McPhatter calls home.
Nikki was a beautiful African-American woman, really smart, sharp.
Raised by her grandmother, Nikki was a bright and curious child. And by the time she was a teenager, Nikki had developed a taste for adventure.
Nikki lived life to the fullest. She wanted to have a thrill, and she always found a way to do it.
She has such a great spirit, such an engaging spirit, that you couldn't help but to fall in love with who she was and what she was about.
After college, Nikki snagged a job as a ticketing agent with a major airline based in Charlotte. It came with a great salary and benefits, including free airfare just about anywhere she wanted to go. It was a perk Nikki took full advantage of. While Nikki's professional life was soaring to new heights, her love life had yet to take off.
It's hard just being a successful Black woman to try to find that mate that we would want to build a future with.
Eventually, Nikki decided to take her search for the perfect man online.
She felt that her future mate was not in Charlotte, that she would need to, venture out online to find her future husband.
It didn't take long for an online dating website to set Nikki up with a potential match, a handsome 29-year-old power plant employee named Teddy Manning.
He had a good job working for a nuclear power plant, and he was soft-spoken, clean-cut, the kind of person that you settle down with.
Nikki and Teddy had their first formal date in Charlotte in January of 2009. Their attraction was instant.
Teddy was sort of a romantic guy. He would write letters that were very endearing, spoke of love, and he sort of saw himself as a Romeo.
Nikki loved the affection Teddy showered on her. There was just one problem. Nikki lived in Charlotte, and Teddy lived more than 90 miles away in Columbia, South Carolina. But Nikki was never one to let a road trip stand in the way of a good time. And soon she began making weekly trips to Columbia to see Teddy.
He lived close enough that she could go back and forth, and he could go back and forth. And he was fun.
After a few dates, Nikki and Teddy began sleeping together. Nikki told her friends her and Teddy's chemistry in the bedroom was electric. Nikki also told her friends that she believed she'd finally found the man of her dreams in the smooth and charming Mr. Manning.
Nikki was in love with Teddy. He was what would be the rest of her life.
A dream job that let her travel the world, a handsome boyfriend who couldn't get enough of her. Thrill-seeker Nikki McPhatter was living the life she'd always dreamed of. But that was all about to change. May 11, 2009. Nikki McPhatter's best friend, Akilah Weaver, is getting ready for work when she receives a bizarre phone call.
Hello?
It's Nikki's boss from the airline. Nikki hasn't shown up for work in several days.
That's strange. Did she take any travel privileges?
But Nikki's boss informs Akilah that Nikki hasn't taken advantage of any travel perks, and calls to Nikki's cell phone have gone unanswered.
I'm like, okay, something is definitely wrong because that's what she did. She worked nonstop.
Extremely concerned, Akilah calls local police and has them meet her at Nikki's house. But when Akilah and police arrive, they see Nikki's car is missing from the driveway. And when they peek through the window, it's clear no one is home.
I thought, you know what, maybe she is actually missing and, maybe something is wrong here.
What neither Akilah or police know is that the search for Nikki McPhatter is about to take an unexpected twist. A twist that will unveil a shocking love triangle and ultimately lead investigators back to that burned-out vehicle on that lonesome dirt road. After turning to the internet, 30-year-old airline employee Nikki McPhatter found her soulmate in handsome and soft-spoken Teddy Manning. But just as the relationship begins to flourish, Nikki mysteriously disappears. Concerned, Nikki's friend Akilah Weaver asked police to meet her at Nikki's house.
I don't know if there was something more going on. Maybe she didn't decide to run away from life's issues.
Concerned for Nikki's welfare, officers decide to force their way inside her home.
They did a forced entry into the home. They didn't find her in there. There wasn't any appearance of foul play in the house.
As responding officers wrap up their search of Nikki's house, detectives arrive on the scene. They ask Akilah Weaver if she has any additional information regarding Nikki's whereabouts.
Only thing I can think about is she's where her new boyfriend may be, Teddy.
All right, do you happen to have a number for Teddy?
Eventually, they obtained a phone number for him and called his number and left him a message.
Moments later, Teddy calls police back.
Yes, I am working on a missing persons report from Nikki McPhatter.
Is she your girlfriend?
She is.
Detectives ask Teddy if he knows where they might find Nikki. Not only does Teddy have no idea where Nikki might be, he seems shell-shocked that the love of his life has gone missing.
Is there anything I can do to help you all find her?
Could you meet with us this afternoon?
Absolutely.
They agreed to meet at the post office on Bluff Road, which was near his residence.
We'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
We'd like to know, when's the last time you saw Nikki?
I saw her about 5 days ago. We went out on a date.
According to Teddy, that night he and Nikki went out for dinner and drinks. After that, they went back to his place where they had sex. In fact, the night was so passionate that Teddy wondered why he hadn't heard from Nikki since then.
Our relationship was fantastic, but I assumed she just had to get back to Charlotte and get back to work,
With Teddy unable to shed any additional light on Nikki's disappearance, investigators decide to examine Nikki's bank records, hoping they might reveal some clues to her last known location. In doing so, they make a curious discovery.
There had been transactions that had occurred during the time that she was reported missing.
The latest transaction occurred at an ATM in North Columbia, more than 24 hours after Nikki left Teddy's place bound for Charlotte.
So, of course, our next thing would be to go try to pull that surveillance tape of that day and time.
But when investigators subpoena the footage, they quickly realize that the person using the ATM isn't Nikki McPhatter.
The video from that transaction was suspicious. The card user didn't pull up directly to the ATM. They stayed back.
But if this isn't Nikki McPhatter, who is it? Because of the way the individual was standing at the ATM, their face isn't visible, which makes identification all but impossible.
That's common of someone trying to avoid the ATM camera itself.
It's a fact that suddenly gives investigators a chilling new theory about what happened to Nikki.
We all had to consider the possibility that Nikki McPhatter may have been a victim of a robbery.
Police may have been unable to identify the mystery suspect, but they are able to determine the make and model of the car they were driving. And in examining the footage, investigators noticed something else.
No, wait, let's look here. There's definitely someone else in the vehicle.
It's now clear that the person who used Nikki's ATM card wasn't alone.
One stood back, the other one went to the ATM.
Investigators attempt to enhance the surveillance footage, hoping it might help them identify the two suspects.
What does that say? Can you zoom in here on this person on their shirt?
Yeah, let me zoom in.
It isn't long before they key in on a potential clue.
This is staff.
Staff.
We were able to see that the person using the card had the word staff printed on the back of a t-shirt.
While identifying the word staff on the t-shirt is a plus, with no other clues to go on, the police are no closer to identifying the two suspects, so they turn to the local media for help. The next day, surveillance video is made public.
When that video came out, I think that heightened the perception that this lady has been mugged, kidnapped, or robbed.
The idea of sweet, fun-loving Nikki being robbed and possibly abducted is devastating to Nikki's family and friends.
We all just started crying, like heavy tears. Just that whole experience alone, I would never want to go through that.
But no one seemed more distraught than Nikki's boyfriend, Teddy Manning.
He obviously was unable to get in contact with her, and it was driving him crazy.
While Teddy and Nikki's friends agonize over her uncertain fate, investigators subpoena her cell phone records. In doing so, they uncover a shocking bit of information. It appears the last call made from her cell phone occurred just hours before Nikki's ATM card was used by the suspects in the bank video.
The last ping that we had from her was her checking her voicemail, and that ping that hit the cell tower that was 3.6 miles from Teddy's house.
Which means the call had been made at or nearby Teddy Manning's apartment. Detectives are caught off guard by the discovery. According to Teddy's initial statement, the last time he saw Nikki was on May 6th, nearly 5 days before she disappeared.
That didn't jive with his story too well. It just didn't seem right. After some experience, you think maybe I ought to look into this a little further.
But why would Teddy Manning lie about the last time he saw his beloved girlfriend? To answer that question, detectives realized they needed to have another talk with Teddy. And what he reveals will turn the entire investigation on its head. "30-year-old Nikki McPhatter seemed to have it all. A great job as an airline ticketing agent, and a red-hot romance with a handsome new boyfriend, Teddy Manning. But in May of 2009, Nikki McPhatter vanished into thin air. When a surveillance video from a local ATM surfaces showing two unidentified suspects using her bank card, detectives start to suspect that Nikki might be the victim of a deadly robbery.
At that point, everybody was thinking, well, this lady has been mugged, kidnapped, or robbed.
In a last-ditch attempt to locate Nikki, police have subpoenaed her cell phone records, and in doing so realize her last phone call came from the vicinity of Teddy Manning's house, which directly conflicts with Teddy's last statement to police.
We were able to go back and do a forensic examination of the cell phone and get the records, which didn't help Teddy's cause.
Detectives now suspect that Teddy Manning knows more about Nikki's disappearance than he originally let on. On May 22nd, detectives pay Teddy Manning a visit at his home in Columbia, South Carolina.
Mr. Manning, we wanted to ask you a few questions about your girlfriend.
Sure. Anything I can do to help.
Once inside, detectives confront Teddy with the cell phone evidence that places Nikki near his house just hours before she disappeared.
The original day we spoke with you, you had said you didn't speak with your girlfriend that day, and our phone records actually show that you did speak with her on a few occasions that day.
Yeah, she actually came by.
Teddy tells police it was a simple oversight. He'd forgotten that Nikki had dropped by his house that afternoon.
He said she showed up at his house for the purposes of retrieving some jewelry. She was there for a while, and she left, and he had not heard from her since.
Investigators find it hard to believe Teddy would misremember the last time he saw his own girlfriend.
Mr. Manning, do you mind if we have a look around real quick?
Go for it.
At first, investigators find nothing out of the ordinary. But then on the kitchen counter, they notice a store receipt.
Did you see this?
It's dated May 7th, the day after Nikki disappeared. But it's not the date of the receipt that stands out as much as the item purchased.
It was a receipt for a purchase of bleach. The bleach purchase indicated to us that it might have been a possible effort for cleanup of a crime scene.
So when did you buy this bleach?
Bleach?
Yeah,
Oh,
bleach.
that's actually a receipt from me purchasing some stuff for my friend, one of my friends. She was down on luck and needed some help, so I went and helped her purchase some groceries and stuff.
Were you cleaning?
Investigators' interest is immediately piqued. Who is this woman Teddy is purchasing groceries for?
Yeah, she has kids. She's a single mom, so apparently she needs some bleach to clean her clothes or house or whatever.
Teddy tells police the woman is Kendra Goodman, a single mom and longtime friend of Teddy's who's been struggling to make ends meet. Teddy's calm, cool demeanor suggests he's telling the truth. But investigators know the only way to find out for sure is to follow up with Kendra Goodman.
Do you have any contact information for Ms. Goodman?
Sure.
We wanted to get with Kendra to make sure her storyline matched his and just see if there was any credence to it.
The next day, police visit Kendra at her house.
Kendra, thanks again for meeting with us.
No problem.
You know, as I'd mentioned to you, we met with Teddy Manning, and he had said that you guys were good friends.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
Have you guys did anything together lately?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we went to the grocery store about a week ago.
Kendra said she knew Teddy Manning, and they were mutual friends.
You know, Teddy told us about the trip to the grocery store. In fact, he had the receipt, and he said that you purchased some bleach that night.
Yeah, we did. I have it right around the corner for you.
You do?
She actually brings the bleach out to us and shows us the bleach that he bought for her.
Did Teddy ever mention any of the women that he was dating?
He did mention a girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendra tells them she knew Teddy had fallen hard for this new girlfriend, but Kendra never caught her name.
So would the name Nikki mean anything to you?
No, doesn't ring the bell.
Like Teddy, Kendra seems to be telling the truth. With both Kendra and Teddy's stories seeming to line up, investigators are hit with the sinking feeling that they might never figure out what happened to Nikki McPhatter. But as they're leaving Kendra's apartment, Detective Camilla Hopkins notices something on the street outside, a piece of evidence that seems to tie young Kendra Goodman to the disappearance of Nikki McPhatter in the most direct way possible.
Look at the license.
Yeah.
The car is nearly identical to the one driven by the two individuals in the bank surveillance video. Investigators run the plates and learn the vehicle is registered to Kendra Goodman. Could Kendra Goodman be responsible for Nikki's disappearance? On the surface, it makes sense. Kendra's in need of money, which means she might have targeted her friend Teddy's financially successful girlfriend. Or perhaps Kendra and Teddy were more than just friends, and Kendra Goodman decided to take out her romantic rival once and for all.
We obviously needed to get Kendra Goodman into our office to confront her with a few things.
But when investigators confront Kendra, she'll reveal a web of lies and betrayal, a web that entangles both her and Teddy Manning, and at the center of which is the jaw-dropping truth behind what really happened to Nikki McPhatter. In Charlotte, North Carolina, outgoing airline agent Nikki McPhatter has mysteriously gone missing. Cell phone records initially led investigators to believe Nikki's new boyfriend, Teddy Manning, might have something to do with Nikki's disappearance. But after questioning Teddy, detectives are beginning to believe he's innocent of any wrongdoing. The same is true of Kendra Goodman, a struggling single mom who's also a friend of Teddy's. But as investigators are wrapping up their interview at Kendra's apartment, they make a startling discovery. A car that appears to be an identical match for the one driven by the suspects who used Nikki's ATM card shortly after her disappearance.
When we went to Kendra Goodman's house, and obviously we made the connection.
With the car parked almost squarely in front of Kendra Goodman's residence, investigators can't help but speculate that this demure young woman might be involved in Nikki McPhatter's disappearance after all.
We're on to something here now. We needed to get Kendra Goodman to kind of take another shot at her and get a little bit more in depth.
The next day, investigators bring Kendra into police headquarters and grill her about the case. It isn't long before she makes a stunning revelation. But it isn't about Nikki McPhatter. It's about her and Teddy Manning.
We are more than friends. It is romantic.
So it's more than just a friendship. They had sexual relationship.
And how long has it been going on?
Off and on, about a year.
Kendra tells police that Teddy wooed her with his cool swagger and his effortless charm. At first, she tried to resist his advances, but the closer they became, the more difficult Kendra found it to deny her true feelings.
I love him. I want to be with him. It's more than sex.
Teddy and Kendra had a relationship where they needed each other. They did things for each other.
She really connected with Teddy. Ultimately, I think she wanted to move in with Teddy and engage in a long-term relationship.
So did Nikki hurt this relationship? I mean, is that your opinion? Nikki caused problems?
She did.
But Kendra's dream of being with Teddy took a big hit once Nikki entered the picture.
I wanted her gone. I did not. I wanted Teddy to myself.
But according to Kendra, even with Nikki in his life, Teddy wasn't willing to cut Kendra out of the picture entirely.
During the interview, Kendra mentioned that she was friends with benefits type friend.
Everybody makes mistakes, but two ongoing relationships, that's not a relationship. You're a player, okay?
In an instant, Kendra Goodman has applied investigators with a clear-cut motive why she might want Nikki out of Teddy's life for good. But when pressed about her involvement in Nikki's disappearance, Kendra maintains her innocence. So detectives decide to up the stakes.
We asked her to take a polygraph test, which she reluctantly agreed to do.
Strapped to the polygraph, Kendra again denies having anything to do with Nikki's disappearance. But according to the polygrapher, the results tell a different story.
I spoke with our polygraph examiner, and he informed me that she had failed the test. I knew I had an opportunity at that point to confront her with this and hopefully get her to break.
Kendra, I know you're lying.
I just told it like it was. I knew that she was hiding something from us, and that is when she broke down, just began to cry.
Investigators expect Kendra to confess to murdering Nikki McPhatter in a jealous rage, but Kendra tells police that's not quite how it happened. According to Kendra, it all started when she received a call from her beloved Teddy.
He called me early that morning.
Teddy called her and wanted her assistance to take a car back to a guy whose car he had been working on.
And this wasn't unusual. I mean, you did this from time to time with him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He works on cars.
In addition to his job at the power plant, Teddy often did car repairs on the side for extra money. So when Teddy asked Kendra to help him, she didn't think twice about driving over to his place and following him as he returned the car to his owner.
She follows him in her car to the location where Teddy's taking this vehicle back to.
But Kendra tells police that after a few miles, Teddy took an unusual detour.
She told us that Teddy had driven the car up to a church in Fairfield County. There was a dirt road nearby.
According to Kendra, Teddy parked the car in the middle of this lonesome road, then walked back to her and told her to stay where she was.
Just wait here, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Teddy then walked back to the other car and drove it around a bend and out of sight. From where she was sitting in her car, Kendra said she couldn't see what happened next. But moments later, she heard a big boom coming from the direction where Teddy drove his car, followed by a huge plume of black smoke rising into the sky.
He then walks off into the distance and she sees an explosion.
Not long after that, Teddy came walking back, carrying a gasoline tank. It wasn't hard for Kendra to figure out what just happened.
He went in and burned the car in the woods. Let's go.
Without asking questions, Kendra follows Teddy's orders. Then on the way back to his house, Teddy had her stop at a bank.
Manning and Goodman drove to 8800 Farrow Road, where they used an ATM machine and got $500.
Police asked Kendra to describe the car that she'd helped Teddy destroy. The description Kendra provided fit Nikki's car to a T.
We were able to get Kendra to the point where she admitted it was Nikki's car.
Now detectives are wondering if Nikki had somehow gotten wind of Teddy and Kendra's affair, and there'd been some sort of deadly confrontation, which Teddy had used Kendra Goodman to help cover up.
Could you take us back to this location right now?
Yeah, I can.
You can take us back there?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to ask you to do that.
Kendra took us to a wooded area behind the church. It was a long dirt road or a trail. We drove down until we saw the burned car, which we stopped and roped off a crime scene at that point.
But other than arson, what type of crime has been committed? Officers searched the outside of the vehicle as well as the front and back seats.
There wasn't any appearance of foul play.
That changes when investigator Hopkins shines her flashlight inside of one of the car's burned out taillights.
I could see into the trunk area, and in this area, I could see a human skull.
Investigators rush to pry open the trunk. Inside, they find the charred remains of a human skeleton. Investigators call in the coroner's office, which collects the remains and transports them to their lab. Hours later, they confirm the victim's identity.
We were able to do dental examinations on the teeth and make a positive match to Nikki McPhatter.
And she said they found Nikki's body. I just started to cry.
I screamed at the top of my lungs. There was no getting her back. There was no seeing the smile. There wasn't even a goodbye. It just was gone.
The coroner is also able to confirm that while Nikki's body was burned, the actual cause of death was a single bullet to the back of the head, execution style.
At this point, this case is no longer a missing persons case. It's now classified as a homicide investigation.
Detectives set their sights on tracking down their new prime suspect, Nikki's boyfriend, Teddy Manning. But before police can charge Teddy Manning with murder, the case will take another unexpected turn. One that will leave everyone wondering, was the love of Nikki McPhatter's life a ruthless killer? Or was he being set up by someone else for a crime he didn't commit? When fun-loving and vivacious Nikki McPhatter met charming Teddy Manning online, she thought she'd met the man she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. But after a shocking confession from Teddy's mistress, Kendra Goodman, detectives have reason to believe that Teddy might have murdered Nikki to cover up his two-timing ways.
We are more than friends. It is romantic.
And then used Kendra to help dispose of Nikki's body. Though judging from Kendra Goodman's reaction, she had no idea she had assisted Teddy in such a heinous crime.
I told her what I'd found, and she immediately got sick. She threw up right there. It obviously affected her.
Oh my God, no.
But Kendra is adamant she wasn't involved in Nikki's actual murder, nor was she aware that Nikki's body was in the trunk when Teddy set the car on fire.
Oh my God. I had no idea, I swear.
In an attempt to prove her innocence, Kendra shows police her cell phone and the dozens of text messages she and Teddy had exchanged once he learned police had brought her in for questioning.
She told Teddy that she was going in to speak with us, and it was driving him crazy. He had been sending her text messages throughout the interview, encouraging her not to tell us the truth.
The text messages also revealed that Teddy had just returned to his house in Columbia. Within the hour, officers descend on Teddy's home and arrest him.
He knew he was in trouble at that point. His entire demeanor was different.
As Teddy is carted off to county jail, investigators execute a search warrant on his home. In his bedroom closet, they find an important clue.
Is that what we're looking for?
The shirt was very important. It was seen on the individual that was at the ATM machine just the same day as the murder took place.
The shirt isn't the only thing police find in Teddy's closet.
We found a case, some paperwork, and a case for a missing gun. The paperwork for that pistol put Teddy Manning as the owner, but the pistol was gone.
The shirt and gun case are telling pieces of evidence, but they're strictly circumstantial. That's when CSIs, using a chemical reactant known as luminol, make a crucial discovery.
Luminol will reveal both removed blood and existing blood. We used that process in Teddy's home. We were able to find several areas where blood existed and blood had been cleaned up.
The blood evidence is the piece of the puzzle investigators have been looking for. On May 30th, 2009, prosecutors charged Teddy Manning with the murder of Nikki McPhatter.
We were seeking a murder conviction, and in South Carolina, a murder conviction the sentence is anywhere from 30 years to life in prison.
Nikki McPhatter's family and friends, they obviously wanted him to get life, a life for life.
If I had the opportunity to lay hands on him, I probably would have.
As for Teddy's lover, Kendra Goodman, she's charged as well, though not with murder.
Kendra was charged with accessory after the fact, disposing of the body and the evidence.
On October 6, 2010, the state versus Teddy Manning gets underway. The courtroom is packed with Nikki's friends and family, who can barely contain their rage when Teddy Manning is brought in.
I looked him dead in his eyes because I wanted him to see that Nikki was loved, that we were there to support her through this all.
Prosecutors opened their case by stepping the jury through their theory on how the crime went down. In the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Nikki began to suspect that Teddy was having an affair with Kendra Goodman, the young single mom that Teddy claimed was just a friend. And on the afternoon of May 6th, Nikki drove over to Teddy's house not to retrieve jewelry as Teddy had claimed, but to confront him about his alleged affair and most likely to break up with him.
She told me she really thought that he was seeing someone else and was going to call him on it. So Nikki, being the feisty person that she was and can take charge and get it done, decided she was going to go there. I told her, I said, Nikki, be very careful.
I am so sick of you. I am tired of you.
Sick of me? Why are you sick of me?
But according to prosecutors, when Nikki confronted Teddy about his infidelity, the normally cool and collected Teddy went berserk.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. I run this house. I run you.
Teddy had a big ego, and I think that he might have been somewhat of, you don't break up with me, I break up with you.
Prosecutors assert that Nikki then tried to leave, but before she could get out of the door, Teddy grabbed the pistol he kept in his bedroom closet and shot Nikki point blank in the back of the head.
You're a player, okay? And so you hated the game when she said, I'm done, because now she's played you. And the way you get her back is to kill her, and shot her in the back of her head.
Prosecutors claim that after shooting Nikki, Teddy bought some bleach and other supplies and did his best to clean up the crime scene. Then, Teddy loaded Nikki's body into the back of her car and enlisted Kendra Goodman to help dispose of the vehicle.
Hey, come follow me real quick. I need to drop this car.
All right.
This whole plan after the murder was to keep him from getting caught. He burns the body, so there's no evidence. He leaves, he gets Kendra to drive him back.
But prosecutors claim that on the way home, Teddy decided he could use a little extra cash. So he swung by an ATM, withdrew as much as he could from Nikki's account, using a bank PIN number Nikki had shared with him once their relationship got serious. To bolster this claim, prosecutors call Kendra Goodman to the stand.
We're putting her up as a witness in the case.
The fact that she took us to the location of the body in the burned car, I think that reassured the jury that Teddy had actually done this.
He said, "Do you trust me?" I said, "What do you mean, do I trust you?"
From the stand, Kendra stresses that she had no idea that Nikki's body was in the car when it was burned, and that the entire murder plot was Teddy's idea. But then, Kendra adds some new, even more scandalous details to the story.
They burned her body. They returned home and they had sexual relations. It was like, it didn't matter what Manning had just done to another human.
Cold. Like, this was just a disposable piece of tissue that you just folded up and threw in the trash.
It's powerful testimony, but now it's the defense's turn to present their case along with their own surprise witness, a witness whose testimony will call the state's entire version of events into question, a witness named Teddy Manning. Once 30-year-old Nikki McPhatter discovered the boyfriend she'd met online, Teddy Manning, was cheating on her with a woman named Kendra Goodman.
I am so sick of you.
She tried to end their fiery romance.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. I run this house. I run you.
But Teddy refused. And as Nikki was about to walk out on him, Teddy shot her dead, burned her car and her body, and enlisted his lover, Kendra Goodman, to help him cover up the crime. Or at least that's the case prosecutors in Teddy Manning's murder trial have just finished laying out. But when it's their turn, the defense puts forth a much different theory about the crime. One that doesn't attempt to deny or discredit the horrific evidence linking their client to Nikki's death, but does call into question the manner in which the shooting took place.
They told us that he did shoot her, but it was an accident.
The thing we have to realize is that not every killing is a murder.
To prove this claim, the defense makes a bold move and calls Teddy Manning to the stand. After being sworn in, Teddy tells the jury that on the afternoon of May 6th, a teary-eyed Nikki arrived at his house, demanding that they take their romance to the next level, and that Teddy make her his fiancée.
I need a commitment. I've given you my heart and my life.
When Teddy balked, Nikki became enraged, to the point that Teddy feared Nikki might do something drastic, which, according to his defense team, is exactly what happened next.
He told us that she was getting upset. She went to a closet in his house and pulled out a pistol.
Teddy tells the court that Nikki cocked the pistol and took aim at him. Teddy lunged for the gun and tried to wrestle it away from her.
He said that he'd fought with her over a pistol, trying to get it away from her and fight the gun out of her hands. It went off and struck her.
The gun went off and hit her in the back of the head.
It's a story that Nikki's friends and family have a hard time swallowing.
This was not an accident. He planned this out. And even if he didn't plan it, after it happened, he still had this nonchalant attitude that he didn't care about Nikki and that he still was going to live day by day as if, nothing had happened, as if it was just another day.
From his seat on the witness stand, Teddy goes on to say that after accidentally killing Nikki, he panicked. So he called his friend Kendra Goodman, who, according to Teddy, came up with the rest of the plan.
He said that the idea of burning the body was hers and she was encouraging him to do it.
Teddy also claims that it was Kendra's idea to clean out Nikki's bank account, as well as her suggestion that they have sex when they got home. As for why he went along with Kendra's plan, Teddy claims he was too shell-shocked to realize that what he was doing was wrong. At first, Teddy's testimony seems a bit far-fetched, but when cross-examined by prosecutors, he sticks to his story. And when both sides rest, nobody's quite sure who the jury will believe, Teddy Manning or his confessed lover, Kendra Goodman. After only 10 hours of deliberation, the jury returns with their verdict.
The jury comes back, the verdict is then handed to the clerk. The jury comes back with a voluntary manslaughter.
It's the least severe conviction they could have returned outside of a complete acquittal. To Nikki's supporters, the verdict stings like a slap in the face.
I was disappointed at the process, disappointed that the jury didn't understand he'd lied.
I think I was just surprised that they did come out with a verdict that they did.
But Nikki's loved ones aren't the only ones who believe Teddy deserved a harsher punishment.
Judge Cooper saw what Theodore Manning did to Nikki McPhatter. He saw what he did to her body afterwards, and he gave him the maximum sentence he could give him, which was 30 years.
The stiff sentence does offer Nikki's loved ones some sense of satisfaction, but it's overshadowed by the knowledge that no amount of punishment can ever replace the loss of their beloved Nikki, nor can it wipe away the fact that Teddy Manning may one day walk out of prison a free man.
I didn't think that I would get as emotional as I did, but you still have the rest of your life to live, and yet we don't have our friend Nikki anymore.